And also, looking out in the audience, I can see a lot of you are still resting with that Tong Lin, and that's totally, totally appropriate. And let me just say a word or two about that, and then we'll move directly to this wonderful story, the metaphysical story, basically, that Rabbi Mark gave us. You can just rest in the non-seeking mind. And it's important that you go ahead and always kind of call that forth as, let me talk to the non-grasping mind, that non-seeking mind. And that ever-present isness that you are, within that, it's entirely appropriate that you breathe in suffering and breathe out relief and light and understanding. And as a constant practice, it's not that it's transforming suffering, although in a very profound way it is. It's a reminder in the deepest sense that charity saves from death. It's a reminder in the deepest sense that spirit is I and we and it. And so when you breathe in suffering, because everybody suffers, starting with ourselves, then you're constantly connected to all sentient beings everywhere. Because as a sentient manifest being, all we're doing is suffering. All finite things do is stay a while, torture each other, and die. And that's what a finite thing does. And the way you relate to that finite suffering is you don't recoil from it. The basic fundamental notion of charity and love is I promise not to turn away from you even when you have boils on your face. In other words, at the deepest part, I promise not to turn away from myself as everything that's arising. And it certainly includes you when you are suffering. And the only way I can prove that is I will breathe your suffering in, right into my heart, and I will keep it there. And I will breathe out to you every single good thing that I have. If you are resting in infinite mind, the exchange of self and other is identical. You are equally both of those. When you look at the great transition from Theravada Buddhism to Mahayana to Vajrayana, you think that in Mahayana they do all these wonderful, extraordinary, fantastic, they do Tong Lin. That is one of the most powerful practices you can do. We used to ask Trungpa, what's your practice? And he said, Tong Lin, baby. That's what he did every minute. And so it's entirely appropriate that you do that, but please do rest in the diamond mind, rest in the ever-present non-seeking mind that you are. Because otherwise you're just a finite thing emoting over another finite thing. I mean, that's fine, but then you're both croaking, and you're not much help to either of you then, are you? So you rest in the infinite isness of non-seeking, and then allow this exchange of self and other to occur. And with that as background, so please don't feel that you have to stop doing that. It's happening. It's go right ahead. I see a lot of you still sort of choked up a little bit, as am I.